Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am doing one of those road trip things again, and I had something on my mind, and I definitely did not want to forget to mention it to yous. And so I got the actual cell phone and not the phablet, and I'm talking to you, and I'm holding it up so that you can hear me. Got the air conditioning going on because it's probably about 87 degrees outside right now. I don't feel like being in 87 degrees, so I turn on the air conditioning. Got something we want to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, let me clear my throat. Dougie, Bismarck, oh, okay, my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody else should be picking up on these things. I told you, it's all in their words. You have to pay attention to their words. Their words are called legal terminology. That's how they are gaining control. You want to stop paying property taxes? Now, you're going to have to fight for this one because property taxes brings the city a lot of money, brings the state a lot of money, brings the county a lot of money. They all divvy up your property taxes. Now, I want you to pay attention. Go look it up. Go find it. Go read it for yourself. Senate document number 43 of the 73rd Congress, first session. Senate document number 43 of the 73rd Congress, first session. Go read what it says. All you're doing is a keyword search on the word ultimate, the legal term, ultimate ownership. Ultimate ownership. Now, ultimate ownership, that deals with the Age of the Majority Act, whether you believe it or not. It deals with the sovereign parent doctrine. Sovereign parentis. That means that they are your guardian. Don't believe me? Go look it up. Now, when you look at document number 43 and you look up ultimate ownership, you will see that it says the ultimate ownership of all property, all, A-double-L, including you, is in the state. Go ahead. Go look it up. The ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. Who do you register property with? Is it not the state? You don't register property with the federal government. The state. The ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. Why? Well, here's the thing. Because each state citizen is a citizen of that state. That means the state, they are a citizen. They are subjects of that state. Well, in the United States of America, we're not supposed to be subjects of any state, of any person. That's called involuntary servitude. But hold on now. You volunteered for this service, so don't you dare complain. That's right. Volunteering is what gets you in trouble in the 8th place. Not the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place, the 8th place. Okay? So stop placing yourself in that position. Now, it says the ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. Individual so-called ownership. That's right. There's no individual rights. Remember, your property, your rights are your property. Individual so-called ownership only exists with the dictates of the state. If the state says you have it, you got it. But if the state says you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Don't believe me? Okay, go next time, try to do something that you want to do and let them tell you you ain't doing that. I don't care if you do think this your property. You guys see it all the time. Police arresting people on their own property for trespassing on their own property. Now, come on now, go ahead, do a Google search, do a YouTube search. Man or woman, either one, arrested for trespassing on their own property. You don't believe me that you don't own your property, okay? How can you trespass on your own stuff? So the ultimate ownership of all property is in the state. It says individual so-called ownership only operates under mere user. Mere user. Now remember the word user, because the word user is real important. Like user food, user mother, user, that word is real personal. Okay, user. Under mere user. You're just a mere user of the property. You don't own nothing. Now, let's prove this, that you have the right not to pay property taxes on, pay attention, something you don't own. Now, that's one angle we're going to go at. Remember, you don't own it. The state owns it. So how can they charge you taxes It's called a usage tax. But how can they charge you taxes on something you don't own? They own it. Well, they're charging you rent. Really? You're going to charge me rent. That's why you get to write that junk off. Y'all need to understand. You get to write that junk off. It's the cost of doing business. So business dealing. All right. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, every state, go to Google, look up usage exemption. California. Usage exemption. New Jersey. New usage exemption. Santa Monica, California. No, you do it for the state, not the county. Okay, there is a usage exemption so-called form. Now, it's going to make it seem like it's only for sales tax if you're selling something like a liquor store. Yeah, you need a usage exemption form because some of your products are exempt. Yeah, Now, I want you to pay attention. We talked about mere user. Usage. Mere user. It's called usury or usufruct. Okay? And that means that you're renting. Okay, you're just a mere user, but it's called a usage tax exemption form. All you have to do is document your property is for household use, consumer use, not for profit, not for gain, non-commercial use, and is exempt. That's all you got to put on there. Nice little slogans. You list all of them things, and then you put Uniform Commercial Code, Article 9, Section 102 and 109 acknowledges this position. Not disposition, but this position. Not D-I-S position, but this T-H-I-S position. You feel me? I feel you, homie. All right, you keep over there feeling with your feelings. You go get caught up in your feelings. All right, so now you understand. Most of you they're going to sit up there and they're going to fight you. I just told you the laws. I just told you the sections. You don't have to know everything about everything. You just have to be able to fight for your right to party. Oh, no Beastie Boys? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. Anyway, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight. When you were 5 years old and somebody took something from you that they didn't have the right to take, you didn't just sit up there and cry. You went and tried to take it back. You're going to have to fight. You didn't let nobody take nothing from you when you were a child, while you're letting people take things from you, telling you that you're a child and you're not. See, here's the thing. We did the video this morning about the update to the mega trust. And we told you guys about some complications that they give normal individuals who are trying to do this, and how we are getting all the way around, round and round, round and round. I get around those little complications. Thank you, Digital, Underground, Shock G, and Tupac. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when you understand what's going on, that still doesn't mean that you can control what's going on. It just means that you can manipulate what's going on. So let's do some manipulation, if you don't mind. And then I'm going to have to pull over to the side and turn this thing off, because I'm in the mountains again, and I want to be as safe as I possibly can, because, you know, when you open a safe, you don't know what you're going to find inside. Ladies, gentlemen, we're dealing with usury. They're saying they own everything. That's why Chapter 11 is so important. And that's why this trust is so important. You see, that's why we've added an arbitration clause. Now, you can change the arbitrator of these contracts when we do finish them. But right now, it's the Eon Foundation. And the reason why the arbitration clause is the Eon Foundation is because the Eon Foundation is the one creating the trust. Then the Eon Foundation is delivering the trust to SATCOM. And after the trust is delivered to SATCOM, SATCOM will distribute it to you. There is another party to the distribution section of the trust, and that's TTOPP. Now, TTOPP, for providing the service, receives a 10% donation payment expenditure from the trust. Why is that? Because we have to make it 100%. Okay? You can't just do what you think you want to do without paying the piper. So you might as well pay a nonprofit organization that's designed to help you and help everybody else. So that's to keep everything in line, okay, dude? You got to understand, it's the intentions of the trust that's the important part. That's why I am letting you guys know what the intentions of the trust is. It's very important. Dang it. All right, sorry. There was a fork in the road, and I had to figure out if I was going to go right or left. I'm going right or straight. And I decided I was going to go right. Why? Because on the way back home, I can kill 3 birds, 1 stone coming back home. But going this way, I don't have to get on the freeway right away. And I kind of like this ride a little bit better going in this direction. I'm a little bit more comfortable with this particular ride as opposed to the other one. I mean, I still have to go the other route, coming the opposite way when I come back home, but never mind. All right, so let's get back to your understanding what's going on in the long scheme of things, because it is a scheme. The government is not the government. Remember, they are public servants. So what did they do? Well, over time, they started putting in these adhesion agreements. Now, the biggest adhesion agreement was the March 9, 1933 Act. You see, that act, as we've told you, all you got to do is look up Senate Committee on the Termination of National Emergencies, 1973. You read their report, and they say, all you got to do is a keyword search for 470. That's all you got to do is type in 470. And I'll tell you, they enacted 470 laws. 470 laws affected everybody. That means you, your grandmama, your grandfather. Sorry, it's a little bit warmer over here, so I had to turn that air conditioning up. Better believe it, because it's warm. It's 90-some degrees out there now. Woo-wee! I mean, you can feel it. Anyway, and you look up that particular document, and you'll see that they enacted 470 federal laws that affects all of y'all. Well, here's the law, ladies and gentlemen. They said that those laws, they said without normal constitutional process. So they did it without constitutional authority, i.e. unconstitutional. That is a shame. How could they do something that's unconstitutional? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Well, they do it all the time. And they made 470 other laws, and they continue to make laws in conjunction with that law. Well, if it was unconstitutional then, it's unconstitutional now. Why? Because they can't make it constitutional. When they enacted it, it was unconstitutional. They can't reenact it and then those 470s and let that junk go, because it was 1973 when they said that it had continued. So they lose that right, because now they violated the trust. All right, so that y'all know, ladies and gentlemen, everything works out like this. The trust is designed for you to gain control of all of the securities held in your account. You don't have control of those securities. Someone else does, which means that you can be in control of every aspect of the trust. Why? Because the property of the trust is being held by another, called a fiduciary. Ta-da! They don't want to play with me, because my job is to kill their stupid presumptions. And yes, all of their presumptions are stupid, because what they do is they come up with the presumption, and some of these ignorant judges, and you heard what I said, I don't mince my words, came up with these so-called doctrines that everybody else fell in line with, because they say, yeah, you know what, that sounds good. They won't even be able to figure that out. Well, some of us can figure it out, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It's just I get so frustrated and flabbergasted when these mother feathers do stupid things like that. It is very irritating. to see their logic. Their logic, if it had some strain of intelligence attached to it, if the person's ideology was anywhere near close to being in line with the law, I promise you I'd follow it. I'd be right there talking about, yeah, buddy. But nah, they don't get that. Coming up with all of this junk, having people believe it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand something, because most people don't get it. I've said it and said it and said it. If when you go to court and the court has jurisdiction to have you there, then they would not need you to submit to the court's jurisdiction. Now remember, you're property of the state, so technically you've already submitted. So file your usage tax exemption form to get rid of that property of the state bullcrap, and do it for the all caps name too. Do it for both the physical property and the all caps name. Because remember, they're saying you are property. Just so that you guys know. Now look, I'm not going to keep boring y'all with all this. I just want to tell you all about one more thing, and then we're going to talk about this in another video, a little bit more detail. I was in the city the other day, because I go to the city to get Social Security, because I had to get a job. I couldn't make it on my own because people keep pushing me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my, you know what I'm saying? It looks like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder that I keep from going under. I'm sorry, I apologize. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I went into town and I was getting some tires for my vehicle, and the guy I was talking to, I was distracted, and he told me the price, and I told him go ahead and go for it. But he didn't offer me a used tire. He knew it was on a used vehicle. He didn't offer me a used tire. He sold me a brand new tire, and he sold it to me for full price. And I didn't get mad at him. I knew what he was doing. He didn't take anything into consideration. Look, I told him about my cognitive problems, because one of the guys that was there, older guy, he says, that area code, why that area code? I said, oh, because it's easy to remember. I said, I have memory problems, and so I have a number that's easy for me to remember. Oh, yeah. I said, well, who can forget those numbers? And he's like, you know what? That's not bad. So the guy knew that I had memory problems and had issues with that, and still took advantage of me. Now, he didn't take advantage of me because I let him. Look, I'm a firm believer. Give a person a rope, an inch, a foot, a yard, and they will take all of it. Okay, so he has to have enough space to hang himself. I'm gonna let him hang himself. He ain't gonna hang me. You feel me? So everybody reaps what they sow. And that's the second shop that I've been to in that city of the same race of people that took advantage of me. Now, I'm not gonna hold the entire race of people that he is liable. I don't do that. Other people do that. Blame a whole race, calling them devils and all of that stuff. I think that's stupid. Okay, I think that is extremely stupid. Other people are not responsible for other people. If somebody does something, that's on them. They're responsible for their actions. Just like you do something, you're responsible for your actions. And if you don't get that, you won't get it. Well, while they're putting the tire on, I said, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the donut shop. I wasn't going to no donut. I don't eat donuts no more, y'all. So he said, the shop is closed. I said, no, I just need to go for a walk. And so I went for a walk. And there was a taco shop across the street. And I said, it was Taco Tuesday. This was on Tuesday. It was on Taco Tuesday. So I said, let me go to this taco shop. They got Taco Tuesday. And so I walked across the street to the Taco Tuesday taco shop. And the Taco Tuesday taco shop, I go inside, and it's run by a Hispanic family. And I'm like, okay, I can dig this. I'm used to this, so this all right. It's about time. I ain't been to one of them shops in a long time. They got all kind of Spanish food and everything. And I'm like, okay, this all right. And so he told me, what do I want? I said, you got any vegetarian tacos? He's like, yeah, we have vegetarian tacos. What would you want on it? And I told him everything I wanted. I told him everything but onions. Oh, don't put no onions on my taco. I'm going to sit up here and curse you out. You do that. He's like, no, I won't put no onions on your taco. I said, all right, good. So he didn't put no onions. I can't do any. I can't even do sauteed onions anymore. At first it was raw onions. Couldn't stand them since I was a child. Then literally, I can't even have sauteed onions now. I mean, I do sauteed onions, but it still causes me a lot of abdominal pain. A lot of abdominal pain. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I stopped talking, there was a vehicle in front of me. I'm on a 2-lane highway, and there was a vehicle that was going slower than another vehicle, so he was passing him. But the problem is, his timing was horrible because he hadn't sped up. So he was in front of me in my lane, passing the other vehicle. We had enough distance between us, and so I was slowing down, but I stopped talking so that I could focus on the situation. So I apologize for the pause. I did give him enough distance to pull in front of the other vehicle and continued on my way. Look, if you didn't know, most accidents happen within 5 miles of the home. The next set of accidents that happen resulting in death are that on 2-lane highways. Yes, Lord have mercy. 2-lane highways are the worst because usually those accidents are head-on collisions from situations like that. Individuals trying to pass another individual or individuals crossing the double yellow line into oncoming traffic. So when I'm on a 2-lane highway, and I will be on a 2-lane highway for the next 30 minutes, I have to keep an eye on things. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Know what I'm saying? All right. Well, getting back to the taco place. He had some small tacos, ladies and gentlemen. Some very small tacos. And these small tacos that he had, let me go ahead and explain it to you so that you get it. You couldn't even have filled a 3-year-old with these small tacos. He gave me 2 of them, $4.90. Man, I took that from him and was saying to myself, I ain't never coming back to this place again. Like I said, people take advantage of me. I ain't got time for that. That little container was so small. And then I had to go to the car wash because I didn't have time to sit down and eat. So I go get the car, go to the car wash, was only a couple of blocks away. And while I'm sitting in the car wash, there's the one where you self-serve. While I'm sitting in the car wash, I eat the tacos. Man, if those weren't the best tacos I'd ever had in my entire life, and I am not joking, I'm going to tell you that junk was that good. And they were vegetarian tacos. Who knew? Who knew? I've had fish tacos. I've had all kind of other tacos, beef tacos. Breakfast taco. No, I haven't had no breakfast taco. But you know, well, I make breakfast tacos. But anyway, I've had just about every other kind of taco except those. Okay? Except those, and I promise you, I am not joking when I say it was the best taco I've had in the time that I've been on this planet. It was that good. Man, and then they, each of those 2 little tiny taco shells, there were 2 of them. So I got to take and make 4 tacos out of it. Well, actually 3, because I didn't realize I could make another one. So technically, they weren't that small. They were literally 2 tacos. It's just the 2 shells, if you put them side by side, it would have been 2 tacos. So it was the right size, but when I say that these were the best soft shell tacos that I've ever eaten, I am not exaggerating when I say that. So look, see, that's the way I ended the story. Told you it was a road trip. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going around my final turn, my final bend, but now I get to turn y'all off. Ain't no cars coming. I just flipped the phone on the other side. Y'all see that right there? That's me flipping. Gotta go because I'm tripping.